GSL World Championship.
All right, guys, in the upper left, a player who's been in Korea longer than, I think, am I correct on this? Longer than the rest of the non-Koreans.
The ones on this team, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. His ideas?
Mionix NaNiwa.
He's always got that stone-cold killer look when he plays, you know?
Yeah.
In the bottom left, we've got our Zerg player, super young, and a GSL champion. He is...
Start your life.
All right, this game, NaNiwa actually scouting pretty quickly. Sometimes he likes to go for a quick nexus without scouting to gain those extra minerals, but this game is pushing over there a little bit quicker. You know, life is unpredictable, so I think it's a good choice.
Yeah, you know, that was like the trend like last month.
Yeah.
And maybe 2 months ago, where people just stopped scouting.
Well, Zergs want to get to the late game recently, so we aren't seeing nearly as much cheese, and I think that's why.
Spawning pool first at 14 supply.
Nothing out of the ordinary here. Probably just going to be very standard openings. You know, get that forge down to Ism Tomb, so you're going to want to grab that first.
Yep.
Go right into your nexus. And, you know, we said it before, we have to say it again. For NaNiwa, it's going to be hard to see what he's doing until his core is done, you know?
Sure.
Sometimes you can get a clue if they only grab like one gas or something like that, but really you have to wait a little bit longer.
So on this map, they're both hugging the left side. So the way this should look, if it goes to a long game, I think it probably will. Zerg's just going to keep expanding right and on the bottom. Protoss will do the same but slower. So because of the travel distance here, a lot of times the way to kill the Zerg is actually not to get his expansions, because you know the way Zerg techs up, you got to get the layer and then the hive, and generally all those buildings are inside your main. So what you can do is you can just make a beeline towards his main, ignore the expansions, and then you kill the hive tech, and you know the Zerg's knocked back to the Stone Age and has to tech up again, and you win from there.
Yeah. Well, everything just coming out completely normally. We're seeing Life take his third base. That's basically always going to happen unless you're doing an all-in or some sort of crazy build in response to a crazy build like we saw last game from Nurchio. NaNiwa going to scout that immediately. Great timing by NaNiwa, knowing exactly when that should come down. And now he has the information he needs that he's most likely not going to be attacked early on.
So there's going to be a little bit of downtime here. Both players teching up. Do you think we're going to see some more trash talk or fancy moves?
You know,
I hope so.
It's definitely a possibility. I don't know if Life will do that, but I think he would. I think he would dance some Zerglings if he's winning. I don't know about proxy hatcheries.
Because Life actually will trash talk.
Sure.
He was doing that in Code S.
Yeah.
When there was a lot on the line. So we'll see what happens here. I so totally want NaNiwa to win this.
I would love to see it go down to that game 5.
I know, right?
MC. That would be wild.
Be so cool. Either way, though, I'm excited for the match with Stefano. It's going to be super cool, too.
Yeah, this one could be the most exciting for me, though, because NaNiwa, you know, someone who's spent so long in Korea, is so well refined, and really has been changing his game a little bit recently, getting a lot better overall, rather than just trying to focus on how do I win tomorrow, how do I win, you know, the day after tomorrow.
Yeah, you make a good point. He's somebody who's actually really figuring the game out, like down to the T. You know, a lot of players were like, oh, this guy, he's really good in the late game, or oh, watch out for this guy, his cheeses are sick. NaNiwa has got the toolkit.
Yeah.
He's got any kind of build you want, and I love casting his games.
Indeed you do. I do as well, but
Indeed,
especially you do. All right, so we actually had a couple gases by Life a little bit earlier than is the standard normal play, but we've seen a lot of people go double evolution chamber for Zerglings and get the speed reasonably quickly, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we're going to see from him. Life is definitely a player who likes his Zerglings.
Okay, cool. We see NaNiwa now. This is a pretty common nowadays, but with the Zergs getting greedy, Protoss is now, they go to that third base and they wall it off with gateways and make like one cannon, and then they take a quick third too.
Yeah.
I think out of all the maps out there, Entombed Valley is the map where you get the third base the easiest.
It certainly is. It's such an easy third, and NaNiwa looks like he's going to throw that Nexus down. I mean, he could do something crazy like pretend to take a third base and do an attack. That's a powerful strategy. We have seen Nexus cancels and stuff on this map from time to time.
Yeah, you know, I don't think he's going to do it. Have we casted a game where NaNiwa's done that?
I don't think so. I don't think we've casted it. He might have done it, but I don't know. It looks like he is just going to go ahead and take that base and tech up, though. And in the meantime, we do have that double evolution chamber coming down for Life, and I think that is going to be for some Zergling upgrades.
Yes, certainly so. Okay, so from here, do we go to Robotech or you know, how soon are we going to see that? Because you can actually just get a bunch of gates and do a timing here.
Yeah, this looks like a Liquid Hero build right here, Tasteless. He's going up to 8 gates immediately.
Okay, timing.
Yeah, and you can. This is a really cool build you can do where you're actually still getting your Nexus, but you move out with a ridiculously strong timing attack.
So, as you can see here, Ling's just parked outside the base. This is pretty tough for Zerg to actually catch on to because oh wait, well, we're going to find out if he sees it now. Hold on. The Overseer's coming in here. What he wants to get to is that top left part of the map.
Yeah, he needs to get to the top left there and actually see the gateways. He needs to start making units. He only has 77 drones right now against 50 probes. So, I mean, this is NaNiwa's going to have a ton of units.
Oh,
this is going to be so powerful.
The Overseer never checked.
Oh boy.
This is so bad for the Zerg.
Well, he sees it now, Tasteless. The attack has commenced. The pylons are down. And this is going to be hard for Life to hold. He's making a ton of Zerglings, but his 1-1 is not done yet. NaNiwa's going to have a period where he has 1-1 against no upgrades.
Yeah, actually, I think NaNiwa might win this here. It's going to come down to Life's control. He's closing in here, and he's making the right unit comp.
Yeah, he has a lot of these Zealots with the superior upgrades. Life needs to buy time.
Nice.
The force field on the ramp. Uh-oh, Life is in a lot of trouble. Look at this supply. NaNiwa is so close to Life, something you cannot have as Zerg.
This is amazing. Life went for the sentries and wasted way too much time. There's way too many Zealots here now. Another force field on the ramp. I don't know, dude.
Well,
I think he might win this.
NaNiwa has more supply right now. The upgrade's finished, but does it matter? The damage has already been dealt.
He's going to get the second. Well, he did get the second, excuse me. He's going to get the infestation pit. Another force field there. Not perfect, but that one was.
Those Zealots having a hard time finishing off that infestation pit. The Sentries are going to have to do it. When have you seen that? But he continues to force field this ramp. This is so many Zealots right now for NaNiwa. He has his third base up. And, I mean, Life, he does have more supply now. He is starting to get a lot of Roaches and Infestors out, but he's taken so much damage.
All right, so the attack ends here. Normally, the game ends here, but there's no pylons, so he can't reinforce it.
No, he can't. And
but, I mean, the damage was done.
Yeah, a ton of damage was done. In fact, he killed off 23 drones during this. But this little counterattack by Life, gonna be scary. He has Infestor Roach. And NaNiwa's gonna have to turtle up for a little bit. Life, gonna just re-expand to his natural, and he does have that fourth. So Life still has chances in this game.
All right. It's gonna be 4 bases again here soon for Zerg. How many workers were killed?
23.
23, okay, so that's a lot.
Yeah, quite a few. Life trying to snipe and upgrade if he can. You know, his upgrade's actually still looking pretty decent.
I mean, basically, guys, all NaNiwa has to do is not make any more mistakes, and he should be fine.
And Life, in the meantime, he may have to do some things like threaten counterattacks,
sure.
Maybe actually do counterattacks.
There's not really any room here for the Zerg to actually trick the Protoss either.
Yeah. And NaNiwa...
So, I mean, this is just Life making the right number of drones, making the right overlords, and microing perfectly.
And it's interesting to note that NaNiwa actually is going up to, he has 77 probes right now, so he definitely can go into a longer game, get a 4th base, something like that. But with the upgrades he's getting and the unit composition, it really looks like he's going to move out again with another attack pretty soon here.
Okay, yeah, you're 100% right, because he's getting a warp prism here. That is probably not for harass. That's going to be to reinforce his army.
Yeah, I think so. Well, you know, his blank is almost done, his +2 almost done as well. These roaches trying to get some damage on. He has to be careful, though, because if he gets a bunch of them force fielded, they will die so easily.
Yeah, that was a pretty gutsy move just there to get that pylon, but it worked. NaNiwa is making his final 4 pylons. And, you know, he's pretty much going to be done with that. Zerg's almost maxed out, though. You know, to Life's credit, he did handle this pretty well.
Yeah. As well
considering
as most Zergs would have died during that, but you know he took that 4th base. He did damage control, and he did hold on.
I think most Zergs would have left the game.
Yeah.
But honestly, Life is if I were to just walk into this room and look at the minimap, I would not have thought Zerg lost that base.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, now that you see this right here with all those minerals left, maybe you would. But we do have this warp prism drop. Not working out so well, killing off just a little bit, but being dealt with very easily. And Life is maxed out with a pretty reasonable composition. Yeah. I mean, he's about to have 13 infestors. Yeah, he has 30 roaches and some lings, getting that Spire as well to help out against Colossi.
Now, Protoss is probably going to take a 4th here pretty soon. He could go for a timing attack. But as I say that, I guess Zerg's going to be the one to go for the attack here. I do not think Zerg should attack into this. It is walled off.
Yeah, he can't attack into this. This is not a good choice to attack in. What he is going to want to do is either a counterattack or maybe get a big concave on NaNiwa when he comes down. But yeah, if he attacks up the small chokes, the force fields, the Colossi splash, it won't go well. And here, NaNiwa adding 4 more gateways. So he's going to be able to make huge rounds of units to reinforce his army.
Oh, wow. Light making a lot of spines here.
He realizes what's going on. This is a 3-base timing that we're about to see.
Now, in fairness, you can circumvent the spine crawlers. You don't actually have to engage him here.
Yeah, you could go around to that 4th, but that's, I mean, it's a longer walk. It's a little bit more uncomfortable.
And you're at risk of a counter.
Yeah, eventually you do have to hit it. So here we go. Some small engagements starting here. Some nice burrow movement. Does he have an observer?
Oh, dude.
He only has 1, but it's not with his army. A nice save there. Very worth that.
That's too bad, because if he had an observer, that would have gone a lot better. Oh, man. That is such a shame. There's no, I mean, he could have gotten so many more roaches.
Yeah, he could have. But as is, Life's doing a good job. He's making 12 corruptors right now. That is so many corruptors. What he wants to do is hold at the spine crawler wall. That 4th base, that is a free kill if NaNiwa wants to walk around to it.
Okay, will he engage here or will he not? Look at the bankroll, by the way, guys. For our red player, NaNiwa, he's got a lot of money. He can remake all his stuff if he needs to.
And NaNiwa trying to attack into here. He spread his units very well. Life trying to use Infestor Energy to hold on. He needs to actually kill off those Colossi. And he's going for a nice blink back by NaNiwa, trying to target down the Corruptors. The Roach is coming forward. Does Life have enough to hold on?
Oh, I think Life's got this for sure.
Wow.
Really nicely done. The Warp Prism goes down. NaNiwa's in a pretty bad situation, guys. He did not elect to get a 4th base, so he's not going to... the game's not going the way it should be. Normally, Protoss takes a 4th, and then Zerg takes a 5th.
Life has just shown how ridiculously good he is this game. You know, so many Zergs would have died to that beautiful push by NaNiwa, taking out the natural, but Life has recovered just perfectly. And NaNiwa's 3-base timing attack was just so insufficient.
I mean, if you're Zerg now, all you do is wait.
Yeah, you go to Broodlords.
Yeah.
Make more Infestors, go to Broodlords, and what is this 3-base Protoss going to do? In fact, you know, he made so many probes this game that I thought he'd make a Nexus at least as he moved out. But
I know, right?
Now he's got his main base is mined out completely. The natural is going to be gone soon. So he has a 3rd base that's going to have like 70 probes mining, which doesn't help.
All right, another engagement here. If you look at the supplies here, Life almost maxed out, but both players with a lot of cash, they can remake The Corruptors take out the final Colossus, and it's just Stalkers. It's that weird phase in the game where you can only make Stalkers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, you get stuck. They micro well.
Yeah.
You know, you have to make something. Where
they hit air and ground.
Yeah. Well, I mean, NaNiwa, he's might have one more attack left in him, but Life might actually bring the battle to him as he's taking his 5th. Greater Spire is almost done as well.
Well, I got to say, Life handled that really well. I don't think NaNiwa should have engaged those spines there. Too big of a concave for the Zerg.
Yeah, you know, he was trying to break through. We see a lot of players try that on 3 base, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We've seen Creator Prime, for instance, break through in situations like that, but Life actually held it just right. You know, what he did to actually win that battle was throw down some fungals and whatnot, then bring in the Corruptors. Now, NaNiwa blinked back to kill those Corruptors, but that allowed for Life to move up with all his roaches and actually engage the army, and that it turned the tides immediately.
The Broodlords are moving up now, and I think this is the killing blow. He's got a lot of Stalkers, yeah, but with the roaches underneath.
Those Zealots, Sentries, and Immortals are not going to help out very much against the Broodlords.
No, certainly not. Okay, Infested Terran Wall, this is going to let him push.
And NaNiwa right now cannot be feeling good tastes because this attack is so powerful.
All right, he's blinking in. Hitting hard right now. Is he going to get all these Broodlords? Well, a lot of Infested Terrans here, but a lot of roaches too, burrowing those Infestors now.
And just wait to a GG.
Caught the tail end of it and wanted to make a hatchery in his opponent's base.
That's right, another Manor Hatch trying to go down. Some great play, a nice recovery there by Life. Guys, why don't you give it up for Life?
Life played super well. You know, it's too bad. I thought anyone's attack was going to work, but, you know, Life was prepared.
Yeah, he was. He recovered very, very well from there. You know, NaNiwa did a great deal of damage, but at the end of the day, lost all of his Zealots to those roaches, and, you know, that just gave him time to repair, basically, to re-drone up, to get his macro going and get a good composition.
Well, we're going to go into our final match.
Yeah, just for the record, Team Korea has won this day because now they're up 3-1 with only Scarlet winning so far. But, I mean, don't you guys want to see Stefano MC anyways? I know I do.
This is going to be great. I love the trash talk. But, you know, before the match, Stefano is so good.
Yeah, he's pretty strong.
It is insane.
But here's the other side of that coin. Guess who else is so good it's insane?
Oh my God, it's MC. No, MC amazes me. He is, I always say this, he is the Zangief of StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
He is totally Zangief. But, you know, the other thing is that when Stefano plays, I mean, I love all the players I cast, but when I saw him when we were in Sweden, the ZVZ, it was so perfect.
It was beautiful play.
Perfect ZVZ I've ever seen.
Well, it's the European champion.
Yeah.
And guys, these two have won so much money. MC is the winningest player ever in StarCraft 2. In fact, I can't even describe, like, I'm just waiting to see how long it takes me to win $1 million. Not there quite yet, but Stefano is actually the winningest player this year and the winningest form.
Sure.
So, I mean, he's catching up.
So, you know, what are we going to see here? Stefano, by the way, this guy is actually so good for esports. He's got a great personality. Super cool dude. Amazing player.
And awesome hair.
And awesome hair. Can't go wrong with that.
No.
So we're going to see. What do you think Stefano's going to do going to this? We're on Daybreak.
All right, Daybreak. I think Stefano just plays his Stefano game. He can play and play a reactive, nice Zerg style. Whereas MC, I feel like MC might go ahead and dictate how this is going to be played. Will he do a 2-base? Will he do a 3-base? Will he go macro? MC can do it all.
And I could see MC doing a timing here, for sure.
Could be, yeah. As you see there, MC has so many championships that we cannot actually list them all.
It will not fit on the screen.
We would need a scroll.
Well, can Stefano do it? We're going to see.
It's a best of one, man. Anything can happen. Stefano is
They're actually trash talking in the chat log, which is great.
That is right. It's actually really cute. But yeah, I mean, Stefano is one of the players who has beaten MC in tournament settings, in tournament formats. So he is no stranger to beating the boss Toss.
Well, I feel like, Stefano is one of these players. He's capable of beating anybody.
Yes, he is. But
he really
MC is the one player in the world that always knows how to win. He will get into the most stupid, bad situations. Just be in a situation where you're like, all right, well, you should probably leave. He's like, no, there's this one little tiny chance. I'm going to just play perfect towards that, just in case. And it works a lot.
It's pretty insane. All right, guys, the countdown has started. So let's make some noise for the final match today of the World Championships.